In my last post, I said that I am my biggest client, which is the truth. All of my posts are to my inner child. And I go through my accounts all the time, kind of like daily reminders, like what motivation do I need, or what do I need to hear today, or what do I need to be reminded of? I love it. And I think that's always going to be my approach. I think it's the best. I think I'm always going to speak through that filter because it's the best way that I could think of to keep my voice integral. However, the reason that I do this now is because of these numbers that unfortunately live rent-free in my mind. If this video is 90 seconds, 3 men will no longer be here by the end of it. If it's 3 minutes, double that. Regardless of how long this video is, by the end of the hour, by the end of today, it's going to be 2,000 men. By the end of the week, 14,000. By the end of the month, 58,000. And by the end of the year, 600,000. How big is your city population? Throw those numbers in, just for context. This is the world that we're living in currently. Life is not meant to be a pyramid scheme. You're not meant to put everything you have into it for the tiny sliver of hope that you could make a living and be happy. No, I'm convinced that we have fallen so far from what life is intended to be that unfortunately I'm not surprised by these numbers. In fact, I'm grateful that they're not way higher. And unfortunately, they probably are, considering how much doesn't get reported and how much falls by the wayside, etc., etc. People seriously underestimate the power of a smile, a power of a how's it going, the power of a hug. I can't tell you. I was at a party and I had heard a lot about this one person, and I was really excited to meet him. And like nothing crazy. Like I think when I got there, he was in the middle of a conversation, and so like made the rounds, like did the thing, and then as the hours went on and the liquid poison flowed, he started to kind of unravel a little bit, and it's less, I don't know, I wasn't really involved in this, but something happened and I ran into him halfway through the night, and he just looked like he needed a hug. And imagine this 6 foot, 200 pound, covered in tats guy. I just was like, do you need a hug? And I gave him one. And when I tell you, he fell apart in my arms. Like he didn't like fall to the floor, but it was just this, he didn't actually sigh, but it was just like the sigh. And then he started sobbing. And before I had boundaries and whatnot, I would have, made it my responsibility to go find a quiet corner, have a conversation, et cetera, et cetera. I was on the way out. I wasn't alone. And I had these new boundaries. And so I just gave him a hug, and I just said I don't remember what I said, but he when I let go, he just like wiped his head, and he just kind of like nodding. He couldn't really say much because he was so emotional. But how often do you think that's the case? How often do you think men just need a hug? Men just need a minute. And honestly, they won't take much from you because they're so accustomed to walking it alone. But food for thought, people. If those numbers seem small to you, congratulations. It leads me to believe that you don't have any personal experience with this, and I'm happy for that. That's awesome. I don't wish this on anybody. But for those that can't say the same, we're out here. And we're doing our best to do our part. I encourage everyone to do the same. If you're struggling, you're trying to figure out what the hell the point is, you heard those numbers. As much work as I've done, as much as my clients have praised me for offering the support that I have, I've never experienced suicidal ideation. I've never contemplated anything like that. So, based on that alone, you could turn the tide. You could turn the tide. The same way that a child raised in the foster care system has this profound potential to become an incredible foster parent themselves or work in the system and attempt to positively affect change. We need help. And in the state of the world and everything being in this giant state of flux and everyone doing their part to try to figure it out and stay afloat, we need help. And you are an untapped resource. You're a walking encyclopedia for this stuff, and you'll make a difference if you're called to. I've tried recording this so many times naturally, and so I don't know if I said this or not, but and I lost it. So, as always, take what works and leave what doesn't. Don't be afraid to check in on your guys. Don't be afraid to check in on your people. Women too. I have this whole other post coming where women experience this as well, but it's Men's Mental Health Month, so we're going to stop there. As always, take what works and leave what doesn't.